people, my name is Rage, and welcome to my very first Hearthstone Goblins vs. Gnomes ranked video. I am very much looking forward to getting into this. I have been theory crafting like crazy. I have gone through so many deck prototypes and just generally nerded the hell out. I'll admit it, I'm not ashamed, okay? And the 3 decks that I have kind of decided, yeah, definite potential, is my Murloc Shaman, my Me Crush You Druid, and my Wombo Combo, which has gone through 1 revision to get to 2.0, also Shaman, because, you know, I love me some Shaman. So, one of these 3 decks right now is what I think I'll be grinding to Legend with. As you can see, I've not been doing that much grinding, I'm only 17, and my plan for this video is to play one game on each of the decks, and then you guys are going to vote on which one you would like to see more of next video. I'm probably going to swap between them every ranked gameplay video just to keep up the variety, and maybe new decks will come to the fore as I keep experimenting, but for now these 3 are the focus, and I think they're all really good fun, especially the Murloc Shaman, which I am going to start with because it is really quite amusing. I don't know how viable it is, but it's got about 70 to 80% win so far, which ain't half bad to say it's not gone through a major revision yet. Now, starting with a Murloc that I can immediately play is of the utmost importance, and against a Druid, I don't really need any of them. There's nothing I can quickly Lightning Bolt away, and the Flame Tongue wouldn't be that useful without already existing minion spam, so this is a much better opening hand. I do run the new card Power Mace, because it's actually a really nice weapon, even if the Death Rattle doesn't go off, and I do have some mechs in here. I have 3 mechs in this deck, so it's not completely going to waste, and I only run 1 Power Mace, but it really has proved quite useful. Also, quick announcement, either already uploaded or to be uploaded after this video, is going to be an announcement for my Hearthstone Goblin vs. Gnomes tournament, which is going to be really rather excellent. So yeah, if you're interested in being a part of that, give it a watch. Okay, so Zimiger, the Druid. What kind of Druid are we going to be facing? And that question right there, just being able to ask what kind of Druid we're going to be facing, is so glorious to me, because before Goblins vs. Gnomes, I would have gone through maybe a list of 3 Druid decks and known instantly from the first card that he played what I was going to have to deal with. But now, I face so many unique and quirky decks on ladder that it really is gloriously fun. So Murlocs themselves, very simple to play, they're not crazy. He should kill my 1/1 there, just to get more value out of that. I'm not entirely sure why he did do that, but I am now going to... Actually, I've got a decision to make, because coining to the Enhanso Mechano, which is a very star player in this deck, the ability to give all of my Murlocs either Wind Fury, Taunt, or Divine Shield is really cool. But let's think about this. Would giving any of them Wind Fury help? Not really. Extra damage. Would giving any of them Taunt help? Not really. They're all got 1 health. Would giving them Divine Shield? That definitely would help, but it's do I want to go for that role? So I'm not going to risk it. What I am in fact going to do is simply put my Power Mace on with... I can now kill the Harvest Golem quite nice and easily. I can get rid of the 2/1, which is good, and then I'm going to probably save my... Actually, no, I'm not going to save... Actually, yes, I am going to save my coin, because we are coming up on the swipe turn, and I don't want to just give the Grimscale Oracle away for free to the swipe. So a surprising amount of options were presented to me there. I mean, annoyingly, of course, both 1/1s are going to trade with my 1 health guys, which is a shame, though he could still have the full Haunted Creeper and achieve pretty much the same effect. Oh, he's going to Wrath anyway. I actually kind of prefer that, because it means he's not going to play anything that deadly this turn, and we've kind of reached a problem that happens kind of, well, not regularly, but occasionally does happen with this deck, so typically it's happening, you know, in my first recorded game, is I kind of just run out of stuff. And obviously runouting of stuff is is distinctly a problem. But what I am going to do, for the sake of keeping complete... Well, I kind of really want to save the Death Rattle to use on the Enhanso Mechano. So what I'm going to do is coin up and simply get rid of that with the Lightning Bolt, thereby making these two both require an extra bit of damage to kill. Now, this is a very big risk. If he's got Swipe or his other Wrath, it will backfire a lot, but he's used one Wrath. There's only 3 cards out of his entire deck. I guess Keeper of the Grove as well. Still, less than a quarter of his deck could probably stop this play that I'm doing. So with a bit of a luck, next turn we can drop the Enhanso Mechano, kill something with that, buff the Enhanso Mechano. The Enhanso Mechano's pimped out our Murlocs, and generally we're doing quite well. An ideal play for me would probably if he just played something like a Druid of the Claw in Taunt. That's not actually worst case scenario, but it is damn close to it. Hopefully we do get something worth playing. We do indeed. So we're simply going to drop the Murloc, drop the Totem, and hope and pray that he doesn't have anything too nasty. Though I have a feeling he does, given with how excitedly he shuffled through his hand there. A Raging Worgen, of all things. That makes me very happy, because it's just a nice slap target for my mace. That's kind of disappointing on a fundamental level, not going to lie there, but I do have a strongish turn. Now, I do need a really key card to come to the fore here, I really do, and that is Jeeves. If I manage to draw Jeeves, which is buried in this deck, I'll be in a very nice position. So, I'm not really bothered which mech gets buffed, so I am going to Enhanso Mechano first, and then kill this. Here we go. Enhanso Mechano just gave the Wind Fury minion Wind Fury, and the Taunt minion Taunt. Thanks, Enhanso Mechano. Thank you so much. I had two 66% chances to gain a beneficial effect, and what do I get? Nothing. Okay, he's used both Wraths, he's used a Swipe. I would have to be insanely why do I even talk about these probabilities? It's just really... It's like I'm wasting my time. I really need Jeeves, and I also need to keep applying the pressure. But we'll see. And the thing I kind of like about Shaman Murloc, even though we've kind of gone past the Murloc phase, though it certainly has the power to start again, is that it's still kind of a slower version of Murloc, because you still are able to apply a lot of both swipes already! We're not even halfway through the deck! Someone is why that is terrible. Why would you use Wild Growth on 8 mana when you're about to be 10 when you could have used it to cycle cards? That's not the most sensible decision there. We're just going to drop more totems and hit him in the face and generally be upset. Okay, so much removal has been used. If this Wind Fury Zap-O-Matic can survive, that would be glorious. I don't actually have Neptulon in this deck either, as it's way too slow for Murloc Shaman. Ironically, I know. Probably would have been better to play that in charge, get rid of my taunt, and then clear something else. If that was charge, he could kill that, get rid of my Wind Fury Zap-O-Matic with a Haunted Creeper, keep his 1/1s, and just generally be in a stronger position. He should kill my 1/1 totem here, so he has made the correct choice there. Now, I am at rank 17, so I don't expect people to be playing completely optimally, and I am playing a little bit of a silly deck. Now, we're going to hope for Spell Power Totem, which we're definitely going to get. Which we're definitely not going to get. And are you feeling RNG? I'm feeling RNG. I believe in my RNG. We're going to roll a 6 on this. Oh, that is unfortunate. We actually rolled... If we weren't going to roll a 6, I would have rather rolled a 3, just so I would have felt better about the whole thing. Either way... Fortunately, we are going to at least keep one of our guys based on what's on board, and he's not really played anything massively huge yet, apart from that. Why do I open my mouth, like at any, like why do I even try and, like, describe what, like, he's not played any 15 mana cost mega legendaries that aren't really, oh, no, there it is, Apparently I have the ability to verbally summon any card in Hearthstone, which I think is quite an impressive talent. Basically, we're buggered. There's only one way we could win this game, and that is to draw my other Crackle, roll Spell Power Totem, and roll a 7. So, basically astronomically unlikely, but, forever the optimist, I will attempt to do so. So we have a 1 in 17 chance to start with. Then, we get the Lightning Bolt, which is kind of close, and by kind of close I mean nowhere near as close. We did get the Spell Power Totem, though, as if to taunt me. Now, 8, 9, 10, 13, honestly, I'm just going to end my turn and hope that I draw either my other Lightning Bolt or my other Crackle, and then hope upon hope that I roll Spell Power and can finish him with face damage. I really, that's, you know, oh my gee, oh god, if he has Savage Roar, then I am so dead. Okay, Mark of the Wild's fine, so we are dealing with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay guys, heart of the cards. Lightning Bolt or Crackle? Lightning Bolt or Crackle? Fuck you, Puddle Stomper! Fuck you and the puddle you stomped from, you piece of just... Literally, I give up. I'm giving up on this game, okay? Screw this, alright? RNGesus is not with me, in all respects. RNGesus is not with me, so we're just gonna move on with our lives and play my other two more stable, less gimmicky decks. And in sort of spiritual revenge for that druid, we're gonna go with Me Crush You, which is all about Mega Rampage to back-to-back legendary dropping, which is really quite satisfying to play. God damn. I didn't draw Jeeves at any point. I didn't draw my Stilfin, the Murloc specific Shaman card, which is a really good draw engine. I didn't draw, obviously, my other Crackle or Lightning Bolt. He had both Wraths, both Swipes. He had his 6-mana nuke. It was just back-to-back fuckery from that guy. It really was. Now, fortunately, we did draw one of our ramp cards, which is ideal. We got the Grove Tender, one of my favourite new cards, just because it's basically the unit from Warcraft 3. It even has the same entry line as when it gets made from the barracks. Of course, we're going to instantly have to face probably an Undertaker into Web Spinner. No, okay, a instant secret. I'm not sure why, per se, that's happened, but I'm just going to accept it. Not Explosive Trap, which basically leaves every other hunter secret, but at least we've eliminated Explosive Trap, everyone. Okay, he did actually have a 2-drop. I don't know why he didn't do that in the other order, though. It's not the most ideal thing. Either way, we are going to start ramping up. If that's Snipe, obviously we're losing that. Okay, Snipe's gone as well. I don't know what he's thanking for. I don't think he realizes what deck he's facing. Next turn, we are probably going to keep with the Grove and kill something, i.e. that hyena. Good. I got a very nice juggle there, meaning I can kill both his creatures. Really, actually, no I can't. Because what's going to happen, of course, is it's going to be freezing or snake trap. So on the off chance it's snake, I'm going to do this. Probably will be freezing. It is snake, so that's actually really excellent for me, because that's going to die from the attack anyway. There's not enough knives to potentially ruin this tender. Hopefully this final knife does hit my face. Nice, that's actually really good. And then all of them get taken care of, and we're reaching the point at which we can start dropping stuff like Sneed's Shredder, brand new legendary, really freaking good if the heart of the cards are with you. That is absolutely fine, I don't mind that at all. We have Trogzor doing his Trogzor thing. So what we're actually going to do is simply, well, I kind of do want to keep that, but do I really? I mean, from next turn onwards, we're going to have the power. So I'm actually just going to do that so it's swipeable. I just want to put something on the board, because I don't want to give him a clean board to just start building up something into the turn before I start bringing the pain. Because bringing the pain, very important. Trogzor, another new one, fantastic legendary. If it dies to spells, you are guaranteed at least one Burly Rockjaw Trog, and that is glorious, it really is. Sylvanas is actually completely fine to see right now, because I'm simply going to... yes, I am. I'm going to do that. And then I am going to trade there. And then I'm just going to put that into tank mode. And unfortunately, the Sylvanas has meant that we had to stall an extra turn, but it also means that I can play now Sneeds or Shredder, which is just as good as Trogzor against a Hunter at this stage of the game. I mean, the best thing he could do is play something like a Savannah High Main, just a single big drop. But unfortunately, he's not done that. He's going for the cycle. In that situation, 100% you should have flared before hero powering, just in case you got something you would have rather played. But against an empty board, I am going to play Trogzor, as it's immune to being... Well, it's not immune to being removed by spells, but you know what I'm saying. If it attempts to get removed by spells, we're going to get some value out of it. A lot of value, in fact, for the mana cost. It's really quite good. He is reading the card text. I love card text readers, I really do. But it's fair enough when... I wonder if it could hit the free 5. Because technically both effects happen at the same time, mechanically speaking. Interesting, but here we have the value. We soaked a card and then got a free 5 out of the deal, which is fantastic. So, Cenarius, or actually Mechbearcat! I love Mechbearcat, he is so cool. Alright, we're actually just going to go for 2 draws here, get a little bit of card advantage while we have the ability to do so, and then hit him in the face. There's no point using the Wild Growth there, we're going to be on 10 mana anyway, we may as well cycle it for the cards. So you see how this deck works, you kind of survive a rocky early game and then win by dropping big guy after big guy after big guy, and your opponent just gets crushed and overwhelmed, hence, you know, the name of the deck. Explosive shot there is fairly okay, and then we do lose the Burly Rockjaw Trog. But think about it, that Trogzor the Rogzor, or whatever he was called, just basically gave me a free for 1, which is glorious. So now we're going to go for Sneeds, Old Shredder, and the other Robocub. And every turn, I just get this luxury of being able to choose which massive minion I'm now going to drop that you now have to deal with. And if you get into the situation where your opponent doesn't have any board to start with, you're going to start dominating, you really are. Faceless Manipulator, it's not ideal, but it also is not the end of the world. If he kills this, then this is a freezing trap, which he is, or not? I guess explosive then would make the most sense. We will see. I'm definitely going to attack him to the face. I'm not worried about that Sneeds Old Shredder at all. Yeah, okay. So that makes a lot of sense there. We are just going to... yeah, we're going to play that. We're going to get our taunts in the way, and then we are just going... there's a big decision. I realize I just kind of went for about a minute. If I kill that, and I may get a really good legendary that will help me, or I do 5 face damage. And then if I also, the advantage is that he then dies to killing the taunt. But it's whether I want to risk it, and I kind of think I do with 2 cards in his hand. Come on! Grainskin's alright, a 5/4. An extra bit of value there. I would have liked something with some impact on the board, like, I guess, Ragnaros. Did that just happen? Did that actually just... Was that a thing that just happened? Why do I have this, like, amazing sort of, like, psychic prowess? It's a little bit scary, actually. So, the plan here is to play Lotheb to stop any random spell shenanigans, and then get a taunt that 6/6 is going to have to trade with, and then we'll just push 10 damage out. This is kind of a touch and go turn. Lotheb is going to mean that spells aren't really going to help him, so we may end up in a situation where Ragnaros could kill us in a 1 in 4. That's kind of what I'm predicting here. So that's going to happen there. Yep, that is fair enough. So can he put me to 8? The 3, that's completely irrelevant. That does literally nothing. I don't even know why he cast that, because Ragnaros might be completely wasted, and indeed it was, and that means victory for us. So there we go, guys. That is how this deck works. It's really, really good fun to play, simply because it's fun to drop a load of big guys. And there we go. Lovely. That was a little bit touch and go against a kind of weird control-y hunter, which I actually kind of liked facing. But control versus control, this deck tends to do very well, because they just run out of options to stop you with. So now if we play Wombo Combo 2.0, one of my favorite, probably actually my favorite crafted deck so far. I'm still really annoyed about what happened with the Murloc Shaman, I have to say. It's kind of eating away at me, almost. But that's fine. That is fine. Not every deck can be great all the time. We are in just the first few days of the expansion. Paladin! Awesome! That is really cool. So, this deck, then, it plays kind of like a mech Shaman. However, I'm actually going to keep Power Mace. I'm actually going to keep... No, I'm not going to keep Hex. Paladin isn't going to get anything worth hexing. Well, we've kind of just spoiled the surprise for ourselves. The new Shaman card, Ancestor's Call, really. I've not seen Power Mace get drawn by this deck in 5 games, and now I get 2 Power Maces. But that's okay. We'll make the best of it, because, you know, I love the Power Mace. So, in this deck is Ancestor's Call, and what Ancestor's Call does is for 4 mana, puts a random minion from my hand on the field. Does the same for the opponent, but that's irrelevant with what we're trying to do. We Ancestor's Call Malygos, so we still have 6 mana left, when we can use that mana to fit 2 Crackles, 2 Lightning Bolts, which is, most of the time, a straight up 33 average damage, which is lovely. Noble Sacrifice there, kind of annoying, but at the same time, really not a big deal. My Annoyatron I added as kind of a tech card just to ride the early game a little bit easier, because against heavy aggro decks, this deck in particular was being crushed, which obviously is a problem. He may be true silvering here just to... Oh no, Hammer of Wrath. That's actually really good, because it means the slime is going to stay alive. Though, actually, I would have just hit face with the weapon. It doesn't have to die via being hit against a minion. But either way, this is good, because it lets us clear his board with the Power Mace, and then because we have a mech, we get a really nice free 4 taunt with Divine Shield. Power Mace has got incredible inherent value when you can actually use its 2/2 stats, and even as just a free 2 weapon for free mana, it's a slightly more expensive Fiery War Axe, and Fiery War Axe is really good, so... yeah, it is really sweet. Blessing of Wisdom, not really a big deal. I wasn't planning on battering away with that anyway. So I am going to put my other Power Mace on, totem up once again, and just start clearing his stuff to get it down to about to break. And then we're probably going to play the Piloted Shredder. The Shredders, by the way, are the main focus of this deck, because I really love them as cards. And then we're going to hit whatever we can and buff this Shredder up. Now... I've got both Piloted Shredders, I've got 1 War Golem Shredder thing. I did have 2, but I felt it was a little bit too slow, almost. So I didn't quite go for that. Really? Okay, that's fine, I suppose. Ancestor's Call, there we have it. Awesome. So we are getting into Wombo Combo range, so we're going to simply do that. And then smack that in the face. Now it might do that. Now, in the early game, 5 damage is worth 1 card, so I'm okay with hitting him for 5. 3, not so much, but I'm okay with trading 5 face damage for 1 card disadvantage. I think that's kind of fine, especially given what I do have in my hand. From everything that he's played so far, he's either holding on to some very big minions, or doesn't actually have any. And one of those scenarios makes Ancestor's Call amazingly good. The other one, not so much. We've also got Spider Tank as just a very solid mech free 4, the Yeti of free mana, which is really nice to see. And then we're simply going to hit face. We have no real need to start trading with everything. We really don't. I'm also going to leave the Annoyatron not attacking because I have such a big board built up. I don't want to give him an extra shot at a quality clear, for example. So I'm going to let him make the move here. He eventually has to break through this, exchanging the bubbles there, which is probably potentially a very bad sign, actually. That's fine, wasting a Blessed Champion on a 4-mana minion. That could have gone to much better use, and finally the Annoyatron does go down, but a lot of value was gained from it. Divine Shielding a minion when I have a 1/1 totem, not the most, ideal of moves there, and actually I think we have potentially lethal for 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another 9, which, we're close. We are very close to lethal, but as we are not quite at it yet, I'm going to pop the Divine Shield, but then I'm just going to ignore everything else, because I have no real need to try and kill it. And we get the 1/1 back, which is fine in this situation. The taunt probably would have been slightly better, but the 1/1's fine. Both cases get beaten by Consecrate anyway, so there's not much in it. It's not the end of the world if my Shredder dies, because I get the 2/2, and that's really the inherent value. Normally a 4/3 for 4 would be kind of bad, but because these things come packed with smaller minions that drop when they die, it makes them very damn effective. I do have 2 Sludge Belchers in this deck, and guys, I will show deck lists at the start of a deck-focused video, because this is one of each deck in one game each. I am not going to go pour through the deck list, but whichever one you choose, which will be a poll in the description, I will go over the actual deck list, and we'll grow and shape the deck together. So yeah, that's okay. I did attack with a Shredder, right? I'm not going crazy. I did. Lovely. So we're kind of threatening lethal. If we draw a second Lightning Bolt or a Crackle, we've basically got it covered, which is lovely. Shredder being put to 1 is annoying. It's now kind of useless, and he is healing like crazy, which is a problem, but nothing I can't deal with at the moment. Blessing of Kings. That's... at least used it on the correct target. And here we have the piloted Sky Golem, which I am just going to throw out. And actually, in this case, I kind of want... I'm going to do this to see what I get. And we get that, which potentially is alright, but you know what? I'm just going to throw everything at that, just to defend against a Consecrate or anything along those lines. The piloted Sky Golem by itself does fine. I really want to craft a golden one, but I just can't bring myself to spend legendary dust on a golden epic. I just can't do it. Very good Divine Favor from him there, getting up to 4 cards. Probably going to give him a solution out of this. Sword of Justice, not terrific for him. Then again, he has no idea. Oh, that's nice. First time I've seen that card in action. Nice little nuke there. But the question is, does he have a way of finishing it? He seems to be really enjoying wasting stuff like Abusive Sergeants, which I'm not really sure why, per se, but, whatever. Let's get rid of the 5/5, see what 4-mana minion we do get. Ancient Mage, not terrible at all. Now, we do want to make sure that we don't end up in a position where we're just dead. So, actually, that did get given a stat. So, I'm going to play Sneed's All Shredder, I'm going to Totem, and if it's Taunt, actually, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm just going to get rid of that just to reduce free damage on his board, because I don't know why, but I'm a little bit concerned for my health. Apparently that was a mistake, guys. I made a mistake. Piety Damis, he's really upset with me. I did make a mistake. Muster for Battle, a really strong paladin card to get added. 3 1/1s, which when you have 3 charges of this left, it does buff every single one, and then gives you the 1/4 weapon. A really, really nice card. But little does he know, I've got a very, very good chance of drawing lethal here. Also, I've got Lightning Storm if it comes to it, so it's really gonna be absolutely fine. And there is the Crackle, and here we have the Wombo combo that the deck is named after. First things first, a 7 to 8 damage Lightning Storm. Boom! Then we're gonna go for that, and then finally roll high for that 11. We get 9, and bringing it home, well played. That is how that deck functions. A lot of value, high-cost minions to ride the tide until you get the ability to blast down with Malygos. And yeah, I do really enjoy playing it. So there are the 3 decks, guys. Murloc Shaman, which really didn't get a fair showing, so I do apologize about that. Me Crush You, and Wombo Combo 2.0. Let me know which one you would like the next video to focus on. Remember to catch my tournament details, and yeah, loving GvG. My name's been Rage, and like if you've enjoyed this, it really does help me. I really do appreciate it. And subscribe for more. And goodbye. You've been